Okay, welcome back to my little weird space on the internet where we do what the F we want. And today I will be talking about worthiness. Um, I woke up and the sky is blue, especially for where I am. It's always like overcast, and I can hear sparrows just a chirping, and it always makes me feel very special hearing birds outside my windows, especially the morning doves. I don't know if they're going to be coming back anytime soon, but I do miss hearing those. But today we're going to be talking about worthiness and how do you know you are worthy? Are you inherently worthy? What does that really mean? And we talk about this all the time. Sometimes I feel like I'm just rehashing uh, corny spiritual concepts, but I'm just doing my job. Just making some topics and posting some videos because that's what Spirit led me to do, so that's what I'm going to do. But I was thinking about the topic of worthiness because it comes up a lot when we are trying to find our purpose, when we are trying to make more money, or just simply achieving a goal or obtaining an object of our desire. And I had to learn a really big lesson on worthiness during a past life regression. But what is worthiness? So Brene Brown, she defines worthiness as the conviction that you are good enough as you are, flaws and all, and that you deserve to be loved. I think we all know that we've gone through so many situations and we've been fed so many illusions in lives about what it is to be worthy. You have to look a certain way, you have to do a certain thing, be born into a certain family, have a certain skin tone. All those unnecessary lies that keep us perpetually held back from going after what it is that we would desire and what would fulfill us. And for a long time, you hear it. You hear about worthiness in your spirit, in the spiritual realm, spiritual communities, books, all of that, and you don't really know what that means. What does it mean to really embody worthiness? It's one of those things for me that was so ingrained that I truly did not know how to let it go. It was always the shame. I believe shame is probably an undercurrent of worthiness now that I think about it, because there was always some underlying shame on why I could not get the thing or show myself or go after what it is that I wanted. Always some part of me. Shame is when you feel like you are the problem. Who you are inherently is the flaw. Not, oh, one of my eyes are smaller than the other one, or, you know, my hair doesn't lay right. You think all of it is you, and you are the problem. You are the cause. You are the despicable. You are the disgusting. You are everything about you is absolutely gross, and there's no way anybody could ever love you and get the thing you want because you feel like you're the problem. So when you feel like you're the problem, it's unfixable. It's like the scar. You like one big walking scar that will never heal. It's always an open wound. And I believe that shame is an undercurrent of worthiness. And Spirit had to show me. Spirit had to show me exactly what worthiness was. And I had a past life regression. I had went through a portal in one of my past lives, and I would say the time was maybe somewhere around the 1800s, maybe 1700s, you know, the kind of colonial era, um, maybe Civil War, I'm not sure exactly, but I remember being a very, very sick girl. I mean, bedridden for most of my days. I could not walk. I needed a wheelchair, a cane to get around. Always perpetually sick. And it felt like one of those things where, it's just chronic illness. No one really knows what's going on. We just know that this girl is sick. But even in my sickness, I developed certain talents. And one of the talents that I developed was playing the piano. And I remember being upstairs looking down, and I saw this man. It felt like I knew him but didn't really know him, like almost like a friend of the family. So I'm always kind of brushing him off, not really getting to know him. And I look down and I see him coming in the house, but I remember this feeling of distance between me and this particular man. But the reason why I say Civil War is because he had this, like, he had like a helmet, and you could see the gun strapped to his back, and an all brown suit and boots. You could see that he was a soldier. And I remember just feeling like, oh, what is he doing here? Like, he's always here. Like, what's going on? And I remember feeling that mild annoyance in the distance between us. But one day I was playing the piano, I started to play, and I guess he heard me playing, and he came upstairs to ask me questions. He was really enamored by how I was playing the piano. And I'm just like, whatever, like, it's piano. I'm just playing. I'm glad you enjoyed, but I'm not really, I wasn't trying to impress anybody. I'm just playing the piano. And, you can tell that he's like, that he likes me, but I'm just like, because I'm so defensive about my sicknesses, I'm defensive about that. How could he ever like me? He must be after something. It was big defenses against this man inside this past life regression. So when he finally starts to fall in love with me, it was very hard to accept. But I remember over time that I could start walking again. I started feeling better. I started walking inside fields I'd never been in. I finally got to go outside. And all of this was due to, his love for me. And the past life just showed me that you are not, what you do is not inherently what gives you worthiness. Me in this life did absolutely nothing for this man. All I did was play a piano, and he was very smitten. My inherent talent that I had developed over time, who I was as a woman, him wanting to take care of me, was more than enough to receive a man's love, more than enough for me to go through healing, more than enough to get to the next step in my journey. There was nothing I could do. What could I do? It was a burden on my family, and there was really no escaping that. I couldn't go to work to help out with my own medical bills. I couldn't really help myself to bathe or anything like that. Like, everything was just kind of someone else's burden. So once I saw that, it just made me start bawling. I'm like, wow, you really don't have to do anything to receive your worthiness or to receive love. It is just something that it is inherent. And it shook me to my core. I never experienced anything like that. It never resonated any other way. I would say my affirmations. I would, try to get into the mode of worthiness, always trying to prove myself. But that right there helps solidify that this is who you are. And not just because of who you are, that it doesn't have to come in the way that we think. I didn't have to look a certain way or be a certain person or have a certain family in order for love to come in, true love to come in. And that's when I knew that worthiness is it's a decision that you make to say, I am worthy. It is coupled with courage to say, no matter what, I will do what I came down here to do. I will follow my purpose. I will get what I want. It to me, worthiness is courage in motion. Saying, yes, I am all these things. My hair is too short. My skin is not a certain color. I wasn't born into a certain family, but I will go for this afterwards simply because I choose to. It is a choice. You don't have to do anything in order for what you seek to come in. It's about who you are and how open you are to receive it. Every time you say, I can't have that, you tell yourself over and over again that you don't want it. That you're letting that part of you that feels unworthy take over. And we can't have that anymore. It's not the age for it. It's not the time for it. It's really time to let go of those illusions that what you want does not want you because of whatever illusion or whatever lie you keep telling yourself. It's just not true anymore. And another thing that worthiness or unworthiness always trying to trick us into doing, or the ego will always trying to trick you to say that you're not enough, that somehow there is not enough in order to get what you want. And the ego always likes to play that little trick on you, because the ego is never satisfied. Newsflash, it'll never be enough. There's no such thing as enough, because the goalpost will always be moved. You'll hit a goal, and then next thing you know, there's 3 more goals in front of it. There's always some movement of the goalpost. So what really is enough? That's an illusion of itself. There is no such thing as enough. There is what it is, and you have to accept that. There's nothing else for you to quote unquote do. There is no such thing as enough. There is only you saying, I want what I want, and it's already mine, regardless of whatever illusions, whatever flaws I think I have. And worthiness is actually the next level state to manifesting what you desire. Constantly telling yourself that I deserve this thing. Not even deserving. You don't have to feel deserving of it. I want it, and that's it. There's no debating. There's no doubting. There's no nothing. I want it, and that's it. Those thoughts and stuff that creep up, ignore them. Tell them to go away. Or even better, to not repress them. Say, I understand what you're saying, and I know that you are so scared, whatever this thought is, but we still going after it anyway. Give the baby his bottle. Feed the ego what it needs. It just wants to be right. So tell it that it's right, and tell him that we're moving forward anyway. Get on your knees and tell your ego, yes, you're so right. I'm so ugly. I'm so fat. I'm such a big Negro baby. I'll never ever be able to get the life what I want. But I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to go after it anyway. I remember Lakshmi revealed a very important channel about worthiness. She said, as long as you were living out your life purpose, there's no way you could ever be broke or be lacking. As long as you're living out your life purpose, you could never be broke. That was the most important thing. That let me know that, first of all, money ain't really at the forefront of anything. It is truly following your heart, truly going after the things, after the goals that you want, despite what the logical mind might tell you over and over again. Keep going. It is an inside job. Worthiness is an inside job, and no one gets to decide. No one else gets to decide that you are worthy. You do. You get to decide that you're worthy enough to go after the things you want, period. And then and the beauty is that no one can take that from you once you decide. It's always going to be yours. It always has been yours. You were just in an illusion that it was not yours. So, I hope this video finds someone. Hope it gets to where it needs to be and help somebody out or needs to help out. But thank you for listening, if you have listened, and I will see you next time.